Hello and welcome. I have Chandra Moli with me. Congratulations, Chandra. You qualified your NET exam in December 2018 in your first attempt. How are you feeling about this?
So thank you, Garima. I'm feeling great actually. And one more thing I would like to mention is not only I qualified, NET for the first time in 2018. I actually gave one more attempt in 2019 as well for clearing GRF. But I was not able to clear GRF, but I sure cleared NET for the second time as well.
That is amazing that you qualified the exam twice. So tell us more about yourself. Where are you from? Where were you born? And where did you pursue your education?
I'm from Karnataka, so I'm from Kolar district. I did my schooling and up to my 12th from my hometown itself. So even degree as well. I'm sorry. So after that, I immediately started looking for a job, and I got a job in Bangalore. After that, I started pursuing a master's in business administration from distance education format from Punjab Technical University. So, and right now, after clearing NET, I started working for a college called Jain University, which is in Bangalore. And before that, I used to work for a few corporate companies like Airtel, ITC, Mahindra Retail. Yeah, so that's it.
Amazing. So after getting your post-graduation completed in 2015, while you were working in the corporate sector with Airtel, etc., why did you decide to do NET? How did it occur to you? What is your calling in?
NET actually, I never knew about this exam called NET. My father once mentioned about it. I immediately Googled it, but I didn't find much information about. I'm talking it about during 2015, in 2015. And I had this dream to become a civil servant. So I pursued my dreams to become civil servant through UPSC. I gave few attempts, but I was not able to clear the exam. And I took management as my optional for UPSC, and I was looking for some material and some test series in the open market, but I was not able to find anything except past 5-6 years question paper from UPSC website. And I heard about human peritus from one of my friend who stays in Delhi. I took few materials from her, and I was very happy with the material. Because if you compare the management reference textbooks, so each and every subject will have roughly around 600 to 800 pages. So Philip Kotler alone will take 6 months to complete. And forget about economics and financial management, which is very important for UPSC. So when I saw the human peritus book, on an average, it had around 60 to 80 pages, which was very good, very excellent. Even overnight, I could sit and read and revise everything. Once I was not able to clear UPSC, so I thought of spending my time in service sector for the benefit of a few upcoming younger generation or society as a whole. So I chose teacher, the teaching position, as one upon a time my father used to say that teaching is good and NET exam. I remembered at that point of time, and I gave the first attempt in 2018. To check my management subject related, the expertise, or you could say the skill level. I wrote the exam. I cleared. To my shocking, I cleared. Once after clearing NET, I came to know that NET is one of the toughest exam. So I would say that one of the advantage of doing NET from UPSC background is I never knew how tough the NET exam was. So I thought UPSC was the toughest, but NET was also not so. Next to it, it was also one of the toughest. Once I wrote the exam, I came to know that it was one of the toughest, and I was very happy. And I kind of, my confidence was kind of skyrocketed, at one stretch. And yeah, so I immediately chose to, teach in Jain University as soon as I cleared NET. And yeah, it's been 2 years, roughly 2 years. I've been working in Jain University, and I'm very happy about it.
Congratulations. We are also very happy that you found a job that you were looking for. So,
Yeah.
Tell us more about the time that you were working and preparing. How did you manage the time, and what would you suggest other people if you have any tips about time management, like work and study balance?
Yeah, sure. See, with respect to MBA, most of the people, what I think is they would be working in sales and marketing. That's what I did. And working in sales and marketing, it's like a very painful job. You wake up at 6:37 and you come back to home at 8 o'clock. So that used to be my schedule every day. I used to get only Sundays as leave and holiday, not any other holidays. The company never used to give any other holiday. But the thing is, as I told you, the human heritage material was very easy to prepare. Okay, so if you take Philip Kotler, as I gave you an earlier example, it would take roughly around 6 months. Even if I spend 3 hours, 4 hours per day, it will take 6 months. But using human heritage material, I could complete that entire syllabus and modules within 1 week. And I used to revise it continuously. So I used to put a timetable. I used to study for minimum 3 hours. I wouldn't say more than that. I never had any stamina to stretch more than that. And minimum I used to spend around three hours per day. And on Sundays also same. Okay, I used to go out with my friends and I used to have some fun also on Saturday, Sundays. So not more than 3 hours. So I think actually that's a surprise to me. So I never thought I could clear NET by just spending 3 hours using human heritage material, and not more than, I think I purchased human heritage material like 4 or 5 months before the exam, or maybe 4 months, I'm not sure. So as soon as I saw this material from my friend, I immediately called Human Heritage and I ordered books. And I started preparing for 4 months, every day 3 hours. Maximum I would say, not minimum, maximum. I never prepared for more than 3 hours. So that's how everything came into picture and worked for me.
And you did a good job that you qualified it twice. So when it comes to the subject, paper 2 is vast. It has 10 different things under management. So what advice would you give to tackle such a huge syllabus in management subject?
Okay, so the first thing what I did was I researched a lot about NET exam. There were a lot of YouTube videos where they were explaining how many questions came from this section and that section, previous year and previous to previous year and everything. I kind of did some analysis. I found out in 2018, I'm not sure, I may be wrong also. I found in 2018, the questions from financial management, economics and marketing and human resources were more. And economics used to be one of my weakest position, and I never thought I would do well in economics. And once I got the human heritage material, I was very much comfortable with the material, and it was, I think, the economics material was the smallest book among the other 10 books. I think that was the smallest book, and I scored pretty good in economics because once the answer keys came and once I cross-checked my answers with the answer keys, the actual answers keys. So I prioritized between the 10 subjects. So for which subject I should give more preference, and for which the lowest. And as you know, the NET exam has 2 papers. Paper 1 is general knowledge kind of paper, and I did very well in that paper. And second paper also I scored pretty good because of the prioritization what I did. And as you know, year on year it keeps shuffling the subject with subject, the weightage keeps shuffling. And I think to my advantage, I think sometimes I feel I was lucky because I chose the top 5 or 6 predicted subjects from which the questions will be asked more, and I think accordingly I prepared, and so I cleared everything.
That is amazing, and we wish you all the best for your future endeavors, and thank you so much for sharing these important insights into the subject with other people. It will be very helpful for others. And thanks so much for taking out time and chatting with us today.
And thank you, Karima, for having me.